There was a time when Goku's energy disappeared, leaving everyone, even the strongest of his friends, in shock. The younger appearance, the red hair and eyes. Piccolo looked down at Dende, who nodded his head. Yes, there could only be one reason mortals could no longer feel Goku's energy. This time, the Super Saiyan God ritual had been successful. So how can I say Goku never achieved God power? The first clue was hidden at the end of the epic battle between Goku and Beerus. Still on Bulma's boat, Goku's family and friends had been waiting nervously. Now a god, they were unable to feel Goku's energy. His safety against the terrifying god of destruction was completely unknown. But suddenly, Goten cracked a smile. Usually, there would only be one way a Saiyan would find themselves unable to use a Super Saiyan form, something that, this time, hadn't happened at all. Even though Goku had fought his hardest, he was still far from completely running out of energy. So why did he now return to a normal Super Saiyan? I'm having a special giveaway of $1,000 for the AniFam members. Best way to win is clicking the notification bell. I'll wait for 3 seconds. 3, 2, more details in pinned comment and description, and 1. The whole concept behind Beerus' destruction power is that it never runs out. It is a part of who he is. But as Goten had just realized, Super Saiyan God was no more. Goku's time limit had run out. How was there a time limit on being a god? Goku didn't even notice it himself. He was completely taken by surprise that his new red form had disappeared. Totally confused, he turned to the only person who should be able to explain. Unlike Beerus, an actual deity, Goku was able to shift in and out of his god form, but apparently was always in a god state, and yet he was still a mortal. Although we had an explanation, it was clear that there was still a lot of unknowns to learn about this power. And one of the biggest questions was answered, surprisingly, through Vegeta. Both him and Goku were trapped, totally unable to move, until... They had finally figured out a way to move in the shockingly heavy energy that belongs to a god. Something that came really handy when a desperate call for help came to them. Frieza had returned. Thankfully, Goku and Vegeta had both already learned how to take the power of Super Saiyan God to the next level. In one of his few moments to stand out from Goku, Vegeta had actually managed to learn how to cross over into this godly world. A mortal had become a god? Without the ritual that was said to be the only way for this to happen? The way they had learned Super Saiyan Blue, though, showed us how he did it. Goku and Vegeta had merely learned how to move in a god's energy and use it for themselves. Still not totally clear where the line actually stood between their mortal status and god status. It seemed like we finally got the answer after Future Trunks had come into the Dragon Ball Super story. After giving up a good fight, Future Trunks and Goku were shocked to find that Vegeta was still unable to do hardly anything against his newest enemy. Insulting him, Goku Black praised Vegeta for being able to push him so much, even if only a mortal. Drowning in the power of his new form, Goku Black explained that he had finally made Goku's power his own. At that time, Goku's highest form was Super Saiyan Blue, and that could only mean Super Saiyan Rose was his own version of the same power. In fact, if you research Super Saiyan Rose, you'll most likely find that there's supposedly only one difference between it and Super Saiyan Blue: the spirit within Goku's body. As an actual deity, much like Beerus is, Zamasu's spirit was able to take Goku's mortal body to a completely different level of power. That line between Goku's mortal status and God status finally seemed clear. But how could this be true? We had already been given all the evidence we needed. Dende, Beerus, and Whis had all agreed. Goku had actually turned into a god. And wasn't Super Saiyan Blue an even more advanced form of this? During a father-son training session, Future Trunks found himself in a much worse situation than he thought possible. There was something different about this power from any other Super Saiyan form he had ever seen before. Somehow, he was no longer able to feel his father's energy. The facts were all laid out in front of us. This was truly God Ki. And so, that line isn't so clear after all. What is Goku's God power really? Is it really just as strong as Goku Black's Super Saiyan Rosé? You could say this question was answered on the very first day Goku met Goku Black. In order to understand what kind of power he was dealing with, Goku asked to fight with the only person to have ever seen Goku Black at that point. The last time Future Trunks had been to this timeline, none of the Saiyans had been able to pass Super Saiyan 2, and to his amazement, Goku had learned to go further beyond. Easily defeated by Goku's Super Saiyan 3, Future Trunks admitted the exact power level of Goku Black. Instantly, this told us that Goku Black wasn't even at a Super Saiyan 3 level. And as if just to confirm this, Goku Black suddenly appeared. It was no surprise that Goku couldn't resist fighting against his lookalike. And in true Goku fashion, he wasn't about to go all out right away. Even though he visibly increased his energy levels a couple times, it seemed clear. Standing fist to fist, Goku Black was at the same level as Goku's Super Saiyan 2. However, we couldn't be 100% sure about it. Just as their battle was getting intense, Goku Black felt his body being pulled back by an invisible force. It seemed the future was calling him back. Unable to resist, Goku Black was forced to stop right in the middle of the fight. There was no way of knowing if he had been holding back the entire time or not. But for the time being, Goku had gotten a pretty good idea of the new enemy he was dealing with. The plans for returning to the future for a rematch were already being made. And when that day came, Goku and Vegeta learned for themselves the terrifying truth Future Trunks had tried warning them about. Goku Black wasn't like any other Saiyan. The rate he learned and gained power was unbelievably fast. Vegeta saw no reason to waste time. Forget all the other forms, he needed to pull out the best. But unlike Future Trunks' reaction to this very same form, Goku Black didn't seem amused. Vegeta's son looked up at their enemy with a horrible realization. But this was just impossible. The highest form Goku Black had fought against so far was Goku's Super Saiyan 2. Clearly, he had a hidden power. And with that, our first major red flag in this debate was about to be raised. Something about this form was so different from that of Goku and Vegeta's. And it wasn't just the color. Not being one to sit in shock for long, Vegeta instantly attacked. Up until this point, Future Trunks had painted this terrifying picture of Goku Black, a Saiyan whose power increased rapidly and who seemed practically unbeatable was pretty much all Goku and Vegeta had to go by in this fight. And to the shock of both Future Trunks and us viewers alike, Vegeta was actually taking over. But suddenly, the true difference between Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Rosé showed itself. Something Saiyans had never used before. The question of Goku Black's true strength was starting to get even more unclear. From this point on, there was a constant struggle. The thoughts of Super Saiyan Rose and Super Saiyan Blue being equal were getting more and more confusing. Even after pushing Goku into a state of rage, Goku Black had easily defeated him once again. The power of Super Saiyan Rose plus the immortal defense of future Zamasu was just too dominant, and eventually, they put these powers together in the most terrifying way, a Goku Black and Zamasu fusion. An even bigger question now had to be answered. Where was future Beerus, and why hadn't he stepped in yet? Being a very lazy and arrogant god, the present Beerus had refused to fight Goku Black in the future. But this wouldn't have been the case for the future's Beerus. After seeing Zamasu's true, dark nature for themselves, Beerus took control of the situation. And in the same way, the future Beerus most definitely would have come to handle the evil acts of future Zamasu and Goku Black. As soon as Goku Black revealed his true identity, we also discovered something else that might just end this debate of the true God version of Super Saiyan Blue. Not only Beerus, but every single god from all 12 universes were destroyed by this power that's been said to be equal to Super Saiyan Blue. But there's still this. Could this one detail be the key for Goku's ability to take his power to a level only gods and angels can reach? To a power that we all keep hoping to see again this December? As likely as it might seem, the creators might want to make us wait out the second coming of Goku Ultra Instinct. And have you thought about this, Ana fam? If the new villain is truly a Saiyan from ancient times, should he really be capable of forcing Goku into using something that powerful? Seeing Super Saiyan Blue might not be nearly as exciting as the first time we ever saw it, but something we have yet to see him achieve is true God power. Could the key to victory in the new Dragon Ball Super movie come down to Super Saiyan Rose?